Today marks 20 years since a tornado devastated the city of Dunwoody. It tore through that community and other parts of metro Atlanta back in 1998. We're talking about an EF2, really powerful. Our Deborah Tuff is live from the newsroom now with stories of those who survived, who lived through it.
Yeah, Deb. That's right, Sheba. 1,500 families displaced, 750 acres of land destroyed, $150 million in damage. 20 years ago, Dunwoody became ground zero for devastation the area never witnessed before. I'm talking the Dunwoody Tornado. The date, April 9th, 1998.
I was in Savannah, and we were actually watching CNN about the tornado that came through Dunwoody. There was a helicopter hovering over damaged area, and we all looked at each other and said, "Oh my God, that's your cul-de-sac." And it was our house, just totally wiped out.
Our house was spared, but there was damage all around us.
The way we came together as a team actually was a textbook of how to do it in the future.
We're going to cordon off to the general public.
We kept the area isolated from outside parties who wanted to come in to just look out of curiosity, and those who wanted to come in and attempt to profit from those individuals who had suffered the damage.
You learn from the last one that you need to be prepared and you need to have a plan, not only to what happens before a tornado, but during a tornado and after a tornado.
Don't take anything for granted. Have an evacuation plan. It was definitely an emotional experience.
A two-day event to commemorate the tornado caps off today with a tree planting at the Donaldson Bannister Historic Property, a replant initiative spearheaded by the Dunwoody Forest Initiative, brought 20,000 new trees back into the community. Now let's send it over to Samantha Moore, who has a look at the path this tornado took. Samantha.
Yes, this is part of a tornado outbreak where 62 tornadoes formed during a 3-day period, and this was the final day, and it happened just around midnight on the 9th of April, and it touched down near Dobbins Air Force Base, crossed over 75, went across the Weather Channel, literally right over it, headed towards Perimeter Center, where it didn't quite affect the skyscrapers there, but then moving into Dunwoody, that's when it really strengthened and then moved on up to the northeast, scouring trees and damaging houses along its path, and there it went into Duluth before it finally weakened. But at its strongest, it was a strong EF2 with 150 mile per hour winds, and that's when it did all the damage, taking on down that forest, the Dunwoody forest, and that's what folks are going to be trying to be replenishing today with that commemorative tree planting that's taking place, kind of symbolic of the many trees that'll be planted in the future. But it was a 4-mile long path, 800 yards wide, and incredibly strong winds. Wow. And hopefully we won't see another storm like that in such a populated area anytime soon anyway.
I can remember being out there a couple of days after and neighbors going, "Look over there. I never could see that before." And they could look, into the horizon and see other homes and see, mainly along in that Happy Hollow area. That's where a lot of the damage occurred. And just so many, and then months and months and months later, they started replanting trees, but of course it was still so vastly different from what it had been.
And really close to you, Jennifer.
Yeah, we hid in the bathtub that night. It was that close. The sky was a strange color green. Someone's described it as yellow. Very alarming, and so grateful that there weren't more people hurt.
All right, well, share your reflections, folks. If you want to, go to Twitter, go to Facebook, use the hashtag MorningRushATL 20 years later after that powerful tornado.